How's it going? This is Boss Joel, and today we're here to read some of your comments that you guys left in my Death Stranding 2 breakdown. Now, I'm very excited to be able to do this for you guys. A lot of your theories were really incredible, and hey, if your comment's not here, we'll definitely do this again. So if you have any other theories that you want to share, leave it down in the comment section down below. So let's start. We're gonna be doing top five. So we're gonna start with ArcticDovakhiin. He says, "Really cool video, man. Here's what I think happens after we see Louise die. I believe she died because we can see her stop moving and crying in the trailer. It all happens because some guys came to Fragile's shelter to hunt her and or Louise down. They try to escape, but they don't make it. After Louise dies and we see her move into the BB pod in a quiet, dark form, notice that the pod on the ground now. That means that whoever came to hunt them down went to the room and they must have searched the place thoroughly. I think it was Higgs, or whatever's left of him, slash, whatever he's become, and his group. They took to Pod, and I think Luis will be kept with Higgs and his cult of the red guys. Then what happens next, in my opinion, is that the story will continue a few years later, and we will see a grown-up Luis, played by Ellie Fanning, raised by Higgs. They will probably be able to move her dark form from the pod into a body once again. Somewhere on Reddit, what a fantastic community, by the way, I read that both Luis and Ellie Fanning have green eyes. I haven't checked that yet, so I'll have to. So maybe what I'm suggesting here might be true, at least some parts of it. Anyway, we will never know until we actually play the game. I'm so happy that we're getting a sequel. Who knows when it's coming out, though? But I'm looking forward to theorizing and speculating with the community. I really missed it a lot, so I'm glad those times are finally back. P.S. I'll definitely come and watch your streams in the future. P.P.S. Subscribed. Keep up the great work, or should I say, keep on keeping on. Now, honestly, this theory was pretty interesting. Now, so here's my thing. I mean, Higgs capturing Luis and keeping Luis for years to come until somehow Sam is able to get back to her, and then we see a grown up Luis. To me, it sounds terrifying. As a parent that has a 7-year-old daughter, I could not imagine having her taken away from me and then years later seeing her already grown up. It would tear me down so bad. But who knows? It's a possibility, and it's a scary possibility. And I'm not gonna lie, everything we saw in the trailer, though yes, we are excited, it all looks scary. I don't know what's going on, and what I think is going on, I hope that's not it. Who knows? I'm really hoping Kojima's playing some practical pranks with us. But anyways, we're gonna move on to the next comment. All right, so the next comment comes from Saq Ali. I really hope he's having a great day. He left me this awesome comment, and I really appreciate it. So let's read it. Love the video, dude. Some really great theories. Subbed. Couple of my theories are below. Here's my theory on Higgs. Due to the technological advances mixed with his power to control BTs, he's managed to give the BTs a physical body, robotics, in the real world, as the Stranding is currently broken thanks to Sam. This gives him power and an army to expand and take over the real world. Fragile. It wouldn't surprise me if Fragile takes lead role in the sequel. Kojima has done it before, Raiden from MGS franchise, allowing Sam to fill a supporting slash backup role. Though given Sam's connection to Luis, I'm not sold on this and would make more sense for Sam to be lead character. Luis, Higgs knows that Louise, as an adult, would possess the same stopping power Sam did during the previous calamity. So, he's now taking the role of Mads Mikkelsen and now wants BB, Louise, to stop a repeat. Just a few theories. Now, man, yet again, we got some really interesting theories. And it looks like we're yet again talking about taking Luis. Oh, man. I don't know about that one. I mean, it could happen, and that's pretty a popular opinion right now. Or should I say theory. But man, do I want that to happen? No. Like I said before, as a parent, that would break my heart. And I feel like if this happens, Kojima is literally pulling on my heartstrings. But, anyways, yes, I like the theory about Higgs and bringing the BTs and giving them a physical body within those robots. How cool would that be? Somehow, our boy Higgs is like, I don't have the power I possessed before, but I can semi do something about it. And we're bringing BTs into a physical form to fight for me. That would be crazy. I mean, can you imagine what's in that coffin is somehow like the ability to pass BTs from a their spirit realm or the in between, I should say, into a physical robotic body that then they could control and follow what Higgs commands. Would be insane if that's a actual thing that Kojima goes with. And honestly, I'm down. I'm definitely down. And speaking about Fragile taking the lead, dude, I would so totally love that. If Fragile was the main character of this game, I would lose my shit. I lost my shit to the reaction, thinking that it's actually going to be her taking the lead. But I'm not too sure about that. As you said, Sam does have a important role here. And this really feels like it's going to be another Sam adventure. And I would not be against that, of course. I love Sam. I love Fragile. I just want to see them back. That's all I really want. Give me my Fragile and Sam, and I'll be happy. And of course, we need Luis. That's the family, man. That's the family. All right. And our next comment comes from Warrior Omen. And he says, my thought was that somehow Higgs and Amelie fused, and this current new being is a mix of two, or one of them. Probably more controlled by Higgs, giving it being his voice most likely and general vibe. I also wonder if there has been more of a fusion between the beach and the living world. But I also don't trust Kojima's trailers entirely because he's so infamous for misleading trailers. It will probably be amusing to me if this is all the first, say, 15 minutes of the game, XD, for instance, a la MGS2. Other theories I've seen floating around, Red Mask is a puppet figure being controlled via Higgs from the beach somehow. Luis survives and is actually abducted by the new cult and raised up to be a different type of figurehead for them. People pointing out that the gray hair Sam sports isn't so much age gray hairs as the rest of him doesn't appear to be age, and noticing how when he and Higgs fought on the beach, Higgs' hair was also noticeably gray at the end of the fight. So it could be a side effect from the beach, maybe, or whatever happened as a result. Of course, we don't know how far into the future the game is either. Obviously, Luis is maybe around 16, 18 months old in the intro, but there could be a significant time skip between these events. I have a feeling the gameplay will be different too, but I can't say how different precisely. This is all going to be very interesting when the game releases and I find out how widely off base myself and others are. XD. Now, honestly, yet again, we get some more interesting theories about Higgs. Now, Higgs controlling this red mask puppet, as he put it in this comment. I don't know. That sounds strange. It sounds really strange, and I'm all for it though, because it fits the theme of these games. Now, we know Higgs does a lot of controlling, but all those abilities he got were from Amelie. So Amelie took them away, and I feel like he needs to find a way to, I don't know, find that back. And by fusing with Amelie, how how so? How could that be? Because they're obviously Amelie's Ha and her Ka, her body and spirit, are separated. So unless he fused with her Ka somehow, and I'm saying like this could be a thing. It could possibly be a thing that he did that. But I wonder what that would give him. Would that give him back his powers to do even greater things and possibly cause the extinction? Who knows? Who knows? I'm very interested. And yes, you're right. I mean, Kojima's very known for giving us really misleading information when it comes to this trailers. But hey, it's fun to have theories and who knows? Maybe someone's right out there, right? Someone might actually had hit the nail on the head. So I got some really interesting ones to share here. This is a two-parter from TJ. He writes, Fragile is not a repatriate. She has level 2 dooms. Either tech has been invented to reverse some of the effects of Timefall, or she's been diligent on taking those cryptobiotes. Hmm, a cryptobiote a day keeps the Timefall away, right? On the manner of Lou's death and her being a repatriate, this is a big mystery. She should repatriate and not become a BT. She also appears uniquely different from all other BTs. Would Sam be motivated to go on another adventure if it meant bringing back his adopted daughter? If he brings Lou along with him like he did in DS1, what kinds of new abilities might Lou bring to the table as a BR, beached repatriate? She certainly seems cognate since she chooses a familiar and comfortable place, whereas BTs simply appear at the location where the person died. It seems that Luis dying is probably something that occurs first in the story and separates Fragile and Sam. Sam falls back into a reclusive life, and Fragile gets back in the game, throwing herself into her work. I'm betting there's a time jump of 10 to 15 years between Lou's death and the scene we see Sam in. On Drawbridge, stick and rope slogan. Kojima explains in a recent Spotify podcast that there are many games that use the stick, or in other words, are combat focused. When he created DS1, he wanted a game that focused more on the rope, or in other words, connection and connecting with others. Drawbridge's mission being focused on not just connection, but also on combat. Probably like you said, combating BTs, making the world a safer place for tomorrow, might indicate that DS2's gameplay be more combat focused. Assuming Sam joining Fragile's organization might lead to more combat focused gameplay. On Troy Baker, Higgs running the vocals of BB's theme and the mysterious hooded figure. Hicks clearly has a presence in this trailer. If he is the hooded figure and that is a shot of him killing Luis, damn Kojima. This could also be a part revenge mission for Sam personally. That would mean that Higgs didn't kill himself on the beach but chose to live, eternally stuck in purgatory, with mankind learning to leverage beaches in order to travel, and would explain how Higgs could have escaped slash been rescued, possibly without any powers this time, as it was Amelie who granted them to him in the first place. That might put Higgs on the path to regain his power. Now, that honestly was a very good explanation of his theory, and I really appreciate TJ for doing that. There's so much to talk about in this one, and it's crazy. So, like he said about Luis dying, it looks like she does repatriate as a BT, though. She chooses the BB pod, and that's where you see her kind of ghostly form take place. And like I said before, it's scary to think about losing Louise because all we've been through with her throughout the entirety of DS1. But in an interesting way, what could a BT version of Louise bring to the table when it comes to, you know, combat against other BTs? Maybe is it possible that she could help Sam communicate with other BTs? That could be very interesting. And now about a 10 to 15 year jump in, it's kind of crazy because like I do know we see Sam donning that white beautiful hair, but he doesn't actually look older. My own little theory, because I have been looking at the Art of Death Stranding book, and I've noticed that there is multiple concept art of Sam with white hair. I wonder, and this is just a thought, are we gonna get like hair customization where we get to choose colors, different colors of his hair, or is Kojima trying to say, "Hey, I kind of want to do the white hair thing, so we're gonna give him white hair now, just cause." I don't know. Knowing Kojima, there'll be a perfectly good explanation, and I'm hoping that it's not just, yeah, Sam decided to bleach his hair this time. He likes it that way. But yeah, this is very interesting, and I wanted to read that to you guys. But now we have a second part to this one that I also must read to you guys. This one says, and this is also just TJ. This is continuation. Boss, yeah, totally agreed. But if that strange David Bowie red RoboCop really is Higgs, he's definitely evolved. One thing about that funeral procession shot, it looks like they're headed through some sort of gateway or portal. In terms of whose body is in that casket, I don't know how it could possibly be Amelie. Her Ha, or physical body, was taken to the crematorium by Sam at the beginning of DS1 and burned. Her Ka, or soul, always existed and remains on the beach at the end of DS1. While Amelie's Ka could visually appear outside of her beach, that actual physicality of her Ka could only be physically felt on the beach. So that device slash casket could would have to be a transport device of some sort that has the ability to transport someone's Ka from their beach into the mortal realm, for lack of a better term. This trailer came out at the perfect time for me personally, as I'm playing through DS1 for the third time on 462 of orders completed and closing on that 540 once again. Playing this time on the hardest difficulty. Keep on keeping on. Now, I'm really thinking about what is in that casket because, like, what I've said before, the casket does seem like some type of device because it does have some hookups that you can connect it to something. So obviously, that's not just a casket. It's not just a coffin to bury and put away. No, they look like they might be taking it to some type of laboratory to do some experiments on. Because as you guys could tell in the trailer, it seems like there is also some black tar either leaking out of it or just around it. So I'm not too sure what's in there. That is the big mystery, and something tells me it really does have something to do with Amelie. That's the only thing. Unless they somehow brought Higgs through it and he's inside there, I don't see that being the actual thing. I feel like maybe he is leading these people to a place so that they can create these machines and possibly use Amelie's Ka in her powers to bring about the Death Stranding. Okay, so our fifth and final one comes from Mab, which he actually wrote today, and I really wanted to add it here as well. This was our fifth and final one, but here's what he says. Here is my theory. Timefall stops at the end of DS1. Sam did not have any allergies from being touched anymore. I assume it's related to Timefall. So I guess that eventually any damage from Timefall was healed slash returned to the original state. That is why we see Fragile looking sexy and beautiful. And when something happened to Louise, Timefall came back. And so did Cairo allergy, timefall damage. That's why when we saw Sam at the trailer, his hair was gray and tears were back. We did not see Fragile kill Higgs, so I guess she let him go. I also think Luis was a repatriate. At the end of DS1, BB was gone and came back to life. Kojima's a genius. I watched the trailer many times. I need to play the game again and build roads. So hyped. Yeah, I mean, you're right. We did see Luis go and come back. And boy, was that one emotional roller coaster for me there at the end of DS1. And yes, you're right. The timefall wasn't hurting no one anymore. It wasn't aging people rapidly or even the ground or anything it touched after DS1. As we saw, Sam walked into the rain and he wasn't getting any older. Now, if it's true that he got the gray hairs from the timefall, that could also cause them to, turn around and head back home and figure out what's going on. I'm pretty sure Timefall is going to be coming back, but how? It would have to be Higgs. Higgs will have to be the one taking the mantle to start the extinction again. I mean, he is bloodthirsty, and that's what he's been trying to do the entirety of Death Stranding 1. He's been trying to bring destruction to everybody. He has like a vendetta against everybody, and he wants to he probably feels great feeling like a god, the god of death. And I don't blame him. That's what he wants to do, and he's going fully into it. But yeah, I appreciate everyone's comments. These were amazing. I hope that you guys all have a great day. And if you guys want to leave me more theories in this comment section, give me some good ones. If I get a good amount, I will definitely love to do something like this again. So keep an eye out in the future. Your comment might be featured in one of these videos. And yeah, yet again, thank you everyone who's subbed. Thank you everyone who's commenting. Thank you for everyone who's liked my videos. I really appreciate it. And trust me, I will be doing plenty more Death Stranding content in the near future. And we will also be streaming Death Stranding 1 all over again. So I hope you guys will stick around for all that. But as always, you know what time it is. Keep on keeping on.